The Girl Who Drew a Phoenix by Demi. Up in the heavens, the phoenix were flying. They lit up the sun and the stars and the skies with the lights from their sparkling tails, and they nourished all the heavens. As the supreme female powers and principles of the universe, the phoenix saw that all life was born and maintained in heaven and on earth. They helped others wherever they could, making the universe one integral whole. The heavens were also filled with little phoenix, learning all the phoenix powers of wisdom, clear sight, equality, generosity, and right judgment. They learned about the heavens, and they learned about the earth too. On earth, there was a little girl named Feng Huang. One day, she found a feather of phoenix. What a treasure! She had never seen a real phoenix before, but she knew about their marvelous powers and wanted them. Maybe by drawing a phoenix, she thought, she would get some. And so Feng Huang made a rough outline of the bird on her garden wall. Some of her friends came by and looked at the drawing. One friend said, "It looks more like an owl than a phoenix." Another said, "It reminds me of a hawk." Still another said, "I think it's a bat." Everyone laughed at the ugliness of the bird and the clumsiness of the artist. The queen phoenix, who was sitting on a star, looked down from her heavenly perch and saw that Feng Huang needed help. With a flourish of sparkles and stars, she swooped down to earth and gracefully landed before Feng Huang, who was totally astonished. The queen phoenix said, "I will stay with you all day so you can practice drawing me. After that, you must continue to practice very hard on your own." Feng Huang thanked the queen phoenix and immediately began drawing. She drew until night, when the moon came out and the queen flew away. Then Feng Huang practiced drawing phoenixes everywhere, but the spirit of the phoenix did not come through. The queen phoenix decided Feng Huang must know the powers of the phoenix to truly draw them. And so she returned to Feng Huang with a list. "Follow this list," she said, and disappeared again with a flourish of sparkles and stars, full of wonder. Feng Huang stared at the list. Find the Phoenix of Wisdom. Feng Huang looked far and wide, but without any luck, so she sat down and deeply thought of the Phoenix of Wisdom. Suddenly, in a burst of flames, the Phoenix of Wisdom appeared. The Phoenix said, "To have wisdom, you must pass through the fire of ignorance. Draw away all ignorance." Feng Huang drew and drew away all ignorance, and suddenly felt herself drawing wisdom. She felt completely changed. She thanked the Phoenix very much and looked at her list. Find the Phoenix of Clear Sight. Feng Huang sat down and deeply thought of the Phoenix of Clear Sight. Suddenly, in a burst of flames, the Phoenix of Clear Sight appeared. The Phoenix said, "To have clear sight, you must pass through the fire of anger. Draw away all anger." Feng Huang drew and drew away all anger, and suddenly felt herself drawing clear sight. She felt completely changed. She thanked the Phoenix very much and looked at her list. Find the Phoenix of Equality. Feng Huang sat down and deeply thought of the Phoenix of Equality. Suddenly, in a burst of flames, the Phoenix of Equality appeared. The Phoenix said, "To have equality, you must pass through the fire of selfishness. Draw away all selfishness." Feng Huang drew and drew away all selfishness, and suddenly she felt herself drawing equality. She felt completely changed. She thanked the Phoenix of very much and looked at her list. Find the Phoenix of Generosity. Feng Huang sat down and deeply thought of the Phoenix of Generosity. Suddenly, in a burst of flames, the Phoenix of Generosity appeared. The Phoenix said, "To have generosity, you must pass through the fire of greed. Draw away all greed." Feng Huang drew and drew away all greed. And suddenly, she felt herself drawing generosity. She felt completely changed. She thanked the Phoenix very much and looked at the last item on her list. Find the Phoenix of Right Judgment. Feng Huang sat down and deeply thought of the Phoenix of Right Judgment. Suddenly, in a burst of flames, the Phoenix of Right Judgment appeared. The Phoenix said, "To have right judgment, you must pass through the fire of jealousy. Draw away all jealousy." Feng Huang drew and drew away all jealousy, and suddenly she felt herself drawing right judgment. She felt completely changed. She thanked the Phoenix very much and went home. Feng Huang began drawing, and soon a glorious phoenix appeared with a crown like sapphire, wings like rubies, and feathers like diamonds. When Feng Huang's friends gathered around this time, they were all completely amazed. Those who had teased her before were stunned by the wonderful skill of the artist. Feng Huang had learned so many powers of the phoenix that with her last touch, dotting the eye, her phoenix soared high up into the sky, where it flew for 3 days and nights. With a flourish of sparkles and stars, Feng Huang's glorious phoenix returned to earth. Feng Huang wanted to share her new powers with all her friends, and so she invited them to ride on her phoenix through the heavens. As they flew past the stars and comets, the phoenix told them, "In the multitude of words, there certainly are mistakes. It is difficult to get a good word. It is easy to give a bad one. And much mischief comes through from opening the mouth." She also taught them the powers of wisdom, clear sight, equality, generosity, and right judgment. So then, when they drew, the spirit of the phoenix really did come through. The